Asante sana. We want to kick off officially now. As we kick off, Mom struggled to pay my school fees through ups and downs to be the way I'm today. Asante sana. Keep them coming. We appreciate all that and we celebrate all those that have supported. And today we are here to celebrate those we have supported and are going to support. Ladies and gentlemen, to give us the opening remarks. For the opening remarks now.
He has over 24 years experience in industry and academia in both private and public sector organizations, having worked with Management University of Africa, Kenya Institute of Management and BAT Kenya. As an industry practitioner, he has been a CEO for over 10 years. As a scholar, he has taught in several universities in Kenya and has facilitated in several international conferences, published widely in refereed journals, and supervised 8 PhD and 40 master's students in both public and private universities. Please welcome the Kenya Accountants and Secretaries National Examination Board Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Nicholas Letting.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Also the Trust Secretary, Kneb Foundation. Karibu sana.
Our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, Group CEO of KCB Foundation, KCB Bank, our board chairman of Kneb, Dr. Nancy Muriuki, board members present, all our invited guests, sponsors, beneficiaries of the Kneb Foundation. Good morning. Good morning once again. Mine will be very brief because I'm still going to be here later on. Allow me, on behalf of my colleagues in management who are here because the board and the foundation trustees will be recognized shortly, allow me to recognize the presence of a number of institutions in this room today who have come. And when we invited people, sometimes you notice that sometimes you invite people and they don't have the time to come. And I'm reminded of the biblical story where a king set out for a banquet and many people gave excuses as to why they were not able to come. So chairman and chief guest, today we are not like that king who hosted a banquet where there were not many people. At this juncture, allow me to recognize the presence of the sponsor of the day, that is KCB Bank, led by Group CEO, Mr. Paul Russo, a good friend of ours. Amongst us here also are very many institutions. We have, by no any order, we have the Institute and Colleges which are present. We have KCA University. We have, I hope they can, I don't know whether I have time, without spending a lot of time, they can just raise their hands wherever they are. KCB University, we have Optiven, we have Kenya Institute of Supplies Examination Board, we have Vision Institute of Professional Studies, we have Coast Institute, we have Kaiboi Technical Training Institute, we have Nyeri Technical Training Institute, we have Higher Education Laws Board, we have the Turkana University College, we have the Association of Women Accountants of Kenya, we have the SEA Lion, we have Carlisle College, we have Star College, we have Bartek Training Institute, we have Oshual College, you have the University of Eastern Africa Baraton, we have the Institute of Certified Secretaries, we have Bumbe Technical Training Institute, we have Science for Africa Foundation, we have Impact Philanthropy Africa, we have Ruare College, we have Thika Technical Training Institute, we have Machakos Institute, we have Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, we have Kenya Bureau of Standards, we have Maasai Technical Training Institute, we have the Kenya National Examination Council, we have Summit Institute of Studies, we have Water Technical Training Institute, we have Boresoft Consulting Firm, we have Eldoret Polytechnic, we have the Institute of Credit Management, we have the Kenya Institute of Public Policy Research Analysis. You have the registration of certified public secretaries of Kenya board, registration of certified public secretaries board. You have the Institute of Certified Investment Financial Analysts. we have Meru National Polytechnic, we have the East African Institute of Certified Secretaries, we have the Association of Professional Societies of East Africa, and we cannot forget to have that we have the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. Please join me in welcoming all those representatives there. Our chief guest, chairman of the board and board members present, my job is very simple, to just make everybody comfortable as they settle down this morning for this great event. We are here together to celebrate the foundation, the Kneb Foundation that was started a few years ago. And because I do not want to say much now, I would like now to invite our chairman of our foundation, Dr. Percy Opio. Please join me in welcoming the chairman of the foundation to come and take us through. Before he comes, I think
thank you, Dr. Leting. Our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, Group Chief Executive Officer, KCB Group. The chairman of the board of Kneb, Dr. Nancy Muriuki, Kneb board members, and the board of trustees present. Trust Secretary, Kneb Foundation, Dr. Nicholas Leting, representative of the Chief Executive Officer, Higher Education Loan Board, Mr. James Gashari, Kneb management staff and interns, partners and sponsors of the Kneb Foundation, representatives from training institutions, representatives from the professional bodies, Kneb students who we refer to now as our customers, the beneficiaries of Kneb Foundation's loans and bursaries, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to this momentous occasion where the Kneb Foundation is celebrating 3 key milestones. And before I proceed, I wish to introduce the Board of Trustees who oversee the implementation of programs of the Kneb Foundation. So let me introduce first Dr. Nancy Muriuki, who is an ex officio trustee, and she's also the chairman of the Kneb board. Welcome, Nancy. Please clap for her. And Mr. Peter Anderson, who is the vice chairman. Peter, thank you. Dr. Nicholas Leting, who is the second and current trust secretary of the Kneb Foundation. Dr. Mr. Charles Ringera, who is our trustee, but he has a representative here. Okay. CS Diana Sawe Tanui, trustee. Thank you. And we have Ms. Sailot Keke, who's our treasurer, the trustee treasurer, the trust treasurer. Thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to give you a short brief about the Kneb Foundation. Kneb, which is a professional examinations body established by the government of Kenya and operates under the provisions of the Accountants Act number 15 of 2008, the Certified Public Secretaries of Kenya Act, Cap 534 of 1988, and the Investment and Financial Analysis Act, number 13 of 2015 of the laws of Kenya, established the Kneb Foundation. The establishment of the foundation was informed by the plight of many needy students who are willing to pursue Kneb qualifications but faced financial constraints. Kneb Foundation is a charitable trust registered in Kenya under the trustee Cap 164. It was established on 13 September 2019 and officially launched on 24th July 2020. The foundation aims at enhancing inclusivity and equity by providing financial assistance through a revolving financing scheme to needy students who wish to pursue Kneb qualifications. The Kneb Foundation supports Kneb in realizing its vision of empowered and globally recognized business professionals. We commit to empowering the professional growth of our business professionals. We offer loans and bursaries to potential and current Kneb students who desire or are pursuing the following Kneb qualifications: And let me start with a post-professional qualification, which is Certified Forensic Fraud Examiner, CFEE. And the professional qualifications are Certified Public Accountants, Certified Secretaries, Certified Investment and Financial Analyst, Certified Credit Professionals, Certified Information Systems Solutions Expert. For the diploma qualifications, we support Accounting Technicians Diploma, Diploma in Data Management and Analytics, and Diploma in Computer Networks and Systems Administration. And for the certificate qualifications, we support the Certificate in Accounting and Management Skills. During this ceremony, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, we want to recognize the first cohort of beneficiaries of the Kneb Foundation program. Indeed, we are delighted to support orphans, persons with disability, people from marginalized areas, and those from needy background to pursue their dreams of attaining professional qualifications to enable them enhance their employability or ability to be employers. We also plan to recognize our partners and sponsors who have shared the vision with us on the need to empower our current and future workforce to attain and surpass the middle income status as espoused in Kenya Vision 2030, our development blueprint. We are also pleased to open our second application window for loans and bursaries to facilitate the potential and ongoing Kneb students who are needy and wish to pursue professional qualifications. We are also taking this opportunity to sensitize our stakeholders about the existence of Kneb Foundation. Kneb has been in existence for the past 53 years and is largely known. However, since the foundation was launched at a time when the COVID-19 pandemic had adversely impacted our nation and the globe at large, we were not able to have an interactive event like we have today. You may recall that during that time, there were restrictions, including public gatherings to contain the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, today is the first interactive event that the Kneb Foundation is holding since its establishment. We're also grateful to God and delighted to be celebrating the 3rd anniversary since registration of the Kneb Foundation. We are looking forward to many more years of empowering professional growth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank my predecessors who found it fit to establish the Kneb Foundation. So allow me to recognize our predecessors, beginning with Dr. Nyambura Koigi, who was the first chairman of the Kneb Foundation. We have FFA Dr. George Waka, the second chairman of the Kneb Foundation. And we have FCS, FCPA Piers Ndwati, the first trust secretary of the Kneb Foundation. We have FCS Catherine Musakali, trustee. Mr. Charles Ringera, trustee. Mr. Peter Anderson, trustee. Mr. James Ndwati, trust treasurer. So, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to give an opportunity to FCS, FCPA Pius Ndwati, FFA Dr. George Waka, and Dr. Nyambura Koigi to make some remarks. A few remarks. I'll give you about 5 minutes to make a few remarks, starting with FCS Pius Ndwati.
Good morning, everyone. This is a big surprise. I was not ready to make any remarks, but all the same, I must say that I'm grateful to be here today in this colorful event. When we started the Kneb Foundation, we were just dreaming and looking ahead, and we are happy that where we left, those who have taken over have realized that dream And indeed, the first cohort of beneficiaries is already ongoing, and we are looking to the second cohort. That is a sign that the baby has now been born, nurtured, and is feeding on her own. I do want to congratulate you. I do want to wish you well. And representing the board that I chair, Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, and I'm here with the CEO, Fred Riaga, FCPA. Please stand so that the guests can see you. That is the CEO of the board. We want to congratulate you, both Kneb and the Kneb Foundation, on this momentous event. We want to assure you that we are in full support of the foundation, and our board, although we are financially handicapped, we will find ways of partnering with you. It is only for now, I can assure you for that. We'll get over that. So we want to assure you that we will partner with the Kneb Foundation in making sure that we support the needy and vulnerable persons. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you.
Chief guest, Chair of the Kneb Board, thank you, Chair of the Kneb Foundation. I also got surprised when I was told to say a word, but I want to say that to us it's a pleasure. Bonandati, you remember that day in the boardroom with the former CS or current CS of public service during the Blue Sky session when the idea came up to now is a fruition. I think that's very good. Secondly, I think now let me speak, we in government. I know Jen is here, but she's more government than I am, but we in government look forward to the value proposition that you have. One, I want to request that we look beyond the fees to realize that supporting any needy person to contribute to the economy depends on the whole system around. So think beyond the fees, look at partnerships. I was just thinking wildly. If you support a child in Kacheliba, or you support one in Mandera, and they go studying Kneb as a self-study, what is the infrastructure around? Could you partner with a local secondary school, day school, set up reading centers, which will create community support? The leadership, the school can use it as evening, during the day, the children can live there and make value. Think of the stress factor beyond just academics and see how we can complement a support system. So with that, I want to say thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Waka and Dr. Nyambura. She's not here, yeah? Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Waka, and especially for challenging us. Dr. Waka, for your information, has been very instrumental in helping us and supporting us, even after he left as a chair of the trust. And we really appreciate your support, Dr. Waka. And we take up your challenge. And next time when we meet, we probably will be talking about some of those initiatives. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please allow me now to welcome the chairman of the board of Kneb to give her remarks and thereafter welcome our chief guest. So let me welcome Dr. Nancy Muriuki, chairman of the board of Kneb.
She has vast experience in organizational leadership and governance, human resource management, board and institutional strengthening, spanning diverse sectors and across cultures. She is the founder and currently the managing director, Africa Success Enhancement Lab. Please welcome Kneb chairperson, ICS, Dr. Nancy Muriuki.
Thank you very much, Chair of the Foundation, Dr. Pasio Pio. Our chief guest, Paul Russo, the KCMB Group Chief Executive, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Kneb Foundation, Dr. Passio Pio, Kneb board members, Board of Trustees, Trust Secretary, Kneb Foundation, our CEO, Dr. Nicholas Letting, representatives from our institutions that have been invited, particularly the ELB, Mr. James Gashari, Kneb management and all staff, partners, sponsors of the Kneb Foundation, representatives from all our training institutions, professional bodies, Kneb students who are now our customers, and we want to get used to the term customers, all those who are benefited from the Kneb First Cohort Foundation, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am very delighted this morning to welcome you all and indeed to thank you for responding to our invitation to be here this morning to attend this auspicious occasion as we celebrate the Kneb Foundation Awards ceremony, whose theme is pulling together for sustainability of professional qualifications. Remember, we are in the era of sustainable millennium or development goals, and Kneb is aligned. May I take this opportunity, therefore, our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, to extend a very warm welcome to you and to thank you so much. We recognize you are a busy person and you have found this worthy cause very important to you within your busy schedule. On behalf of the board, once again, I want to say thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to introduce the board members of Kneb who work with me. I start with the Vice Chairman who represents the Ministry of Education, Mr. Joseph Kanyi, our Vice Chairman. We can appreciate him in absentia. Our Board Secretary, Dr. Nicholas Letting. Our representatives from the National Treasury, CPA Jane Jogu Macharia. An independent board member in strategy, Dr. Passio Pio. The chairman and representative of ISPAC, FCA George Mukwa Obiria. Another representative from ISPAC, CPN Dr. Elizabeth Mvui. Our representative from the Institute of Certified Secretaries and the chair, CS Diana Sawetanui. Another representative from the Institute, FCS in Kirote Moria. Our representative from the Kenya Federation of Employers, who is also the CEO of NITA, Engineer Stephen Ogenga, in absentia. Members, ladies and gentlemen, those are the people that do the governance at Kneb. During today's event, as has already been said, we wish to achieve 3 key milestones, and the first one is to recognize those who have already benefited from our loans and bursaries of the Kneb Foundation. We also wish to launch the second Kneb Foundation loans and bursaries cycle and celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the foundation, and thank you for joining us to do this. The mandate of the foundation is well aligned with our goal as Kneb and also with the global, regional, and national development agenda. At the global level, the Kneb Foundation supports 4 Millennium Development Goals. The first one is goal number 4, which is ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong opportunities for all. I don't need to belabor the point, but I know you understand how that goal is supported by the Kneb Foundation. We also support SDG number 10, which is reduction of inequality. And you know that once we support the students and they're able to get into employment, that will be done. We also focus on persons with disability and those who are orphaned. We also support Sustainable Development Goal number 17, which is on partnerships and That is why most of you are here today. We cannot do this alone as Kneb, and therefore we get and we embrace partnerships so that we are able to meet our goals. And therefore, in that spirit, we call upon our partners and all people of goodwill to support the Kneb Foundation. At the regional level, the Kneb Foundation is committed to supporting the African Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. Specifically, the foundation is supporting goal number 2, which is about well-educated and empowered citizens and skills revolution underpinned by science, technology, and innovation, as well as goal number 18, which is engaged and empowered youth and children. As a foundation, we want to go beyond skills development and empower our beneficiaries further in joining the world of employment, both nationally, globally, as employees, and even as employers. Why not? And to achieve this, therefore, that is why we need the theme of today, which is pulling together and invest in sustainable partnerships. At the national level, the Kneb Foundation is committed to the implementation of Vision Kenya 2030 and the development of the blueprint for accelerating the transformation of the country into a rapidly industrialized middle income by the year 2030. Specifically, the Kneb Foundation is at the forefront in driving the social pillar, which recognizes equity and quality education as key in enhancing competitiveness for our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kneb Foundation also plays a critical role in supporting Kneb to realize its vision. Our vision in our current strategic plan, 2022 to 2027, is to have empowered and globally recognized business professionals by ensuring the provision of skilled and competent business professionals to drive national, regional, and global development. Already we have many Kneb graduates working regionally, globally, but we want to continue so that Kenya and other people that we examine and qualify are forming a critical mass, not only nationally, but regionally and globally. Notably, Kneb has over the years produced competent professionals in accountancy, finance, credit, governance, management, information technology, and all related business disciplines in line with its mandate. These professionals, as I said, have been key drivers in both public and private sectors of the economy. As you have seen, our former CEO is now chairing the Public Standards Accounting Board, and many others that I may not be able to mention. We have seen these professionals being trailblazers in our economy and even at the global level, and we want this to continue so that Kenya can continue being a power in the region and everywhere. So in order to meet the demand, the market demand, Kneb undertakes periodic reviews of its syllabus to ensure that our professionals are equipped and they are relevant with the market as it's dynamic. I'm delighted to note that the last major review that we did was in 2021, and we have already examined the first cohort with this syllabus in December 2021. Besides a review of the structure of existing qualifications, the new syllabus has also introduced new qualifications which are administered through computer-based platforms, which include vocational certificate courses, post-qualification courses, certified forensic examiner, and I wish to urge all of us to visit the website for more information and take advantage of the new qualifications. As we know, the world has gone digital, and the vision in our new plan also is to have a digital Kneb. That's why you see me trying to use the digital equipment so that we can lead by example. You can clap for me. We have already administered a few exams, and we will be doing that as we go forward. I wish to post at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, because I omitted one member of the board. Sorry for the typo. Senior counsel Dorcas Nyalwinde, who represents the NG. My sincere apologies for the typo, Dorcas. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kneb Foundation takes cognizance of the dire need to empower the needy students in our country, to realize their dreams and chart their professional career paths, just like all of us. And we want to thank, at this juncture, all those that had this dream. Based on the foregoing, therefore, the foundation comes in handy in offering financial support to the needy and vulnerable students who would really love to pursue Kneb qualifications for professional growth, but they cannot because the economic status does not allow them to do so. Besides this, the foundation is also committed towards giving back to the society. Kneb celebrated its 50 years in 2019. Yes, I'm told, because I've already celebrated such anniversary of my birth, once you celebrate 50, one of the key questions that you need to ask, what contribution have I made to the society? As Kneb, we are glad to note that as we celebrated that anniversary of our birth as an organization, the baby, the Kneb Foundation, was almost born. So, ladies and gentlemen, deepening access to professional qualifications to more needy students, as well as the sustainability of the funding of this foundation, is vital in realizing a positive impact from the Kneb Foundation programs. Consequently, partnerships and collaboration with like-minded institutions and even individuals is paramount. These include, but not limited to, professional bodies, development partners, corporate bodies, state corporations, training institutions, private sector organizations, NGOs, individual donors, and all are welcome. So as you sit here today, you may be representing your organization, but I want to extend on behalf of the board a personal invitation for you to join the Kneb Foundation in whatever capacity that you can, so that we saturate our country with people who are knowledgeable, whether they are doing their businesses in Marigiti or wherever they are doing that business from an economic sense of view. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, may I implore all the beneficiaries of Kneb Foundation loans to repay promptly so that we can have a self-sustaining revolving fund for others to benefit. You know, I will not sit down before I say that in Africa and in Kenya, we have come of age. When we talk about donors, we need to start changing our minds, to stop looking across the seas. And thank you, Mr. Paul, for being our chief guest today. Let's clap for him. In Kenya, we know very well how to support our own. If you tell me your cousin, your brother, or your sister has a problem, I will come. But it's the high time we began to support people we do not know, because we have the bigger picture of the economy of the continent in our minds, and because it is the right thing to do. I will tell you today that I am a beneficiary of such support, that people who do not know me and will never probably know me supported my PhD studies. I am proud to say so. I am a beneficiary, and I'm sure other people in this country join me because I wasn't alone in that university, of an award that was called Sub-Saharan Award. The condition to benefit from that award was simple. You needed to have been born, raised, and residing in a country, Africa, south of? So that was one moment I was happy to belong, because the fees was about $6,000 per semester. So you take all the SACCO loans in and out, and you don't know what to do next. But I am glad that that university and an award called the Sub-Saharan Award. And the other condition is that you want to confirm you are not going to migrate after graduation, that you are going to come back to Africa. I have never seen those people. I will never see them, but I'm standing here today. So in the same spirit, brothers and sisters, let us come up and support, because when you give an education, a Kneb qualification, you transform the society permanently. I believe all of us are sitting here today because education transformed us, true or false? And therefore, the biggest impact we can make in a small way is to do something for someone. It's not very expensive. It might even be better than buying a plot, taking a loan to buy a plot that people might cut each other fighting for it when you are not there. So, as I conclude again, let me implore all those who are benefited to repay promptly so that the others can benefit. I also want to encourage those who join the Kneb Foundation, those who graduate from the foundation to become alumni and participate in supporting those other people, their younger brothers and sisters who are needy. May I plead with all of us, our professional bodies and all our partners, to continue collaborating with Kneb Foundation through capacity building of graduates and taking the challenge of Dr. Waka, doing all that we can to make them successful. Before I sit down, may I recognize the board members who mooted the idea of starting the foundation. Among them was the chairperson, Professor Margaret Kobia, who is now our CS. Let us appreciate her. Dr. Nyambura Koigi, let us appreciate them in absentia. Dr. Christopher Yegon, Dr. John Waka, FCS Kadrin Musakali, CPA Banan Dongo, CPA Benson Okundi, Ms. Mary Juya, who was representing the Attorney General then, FCS Joe Bothia, who was representing ICS, Mrs. Margaret Muya, who was representing Public Service, Dr. Patrick Ngumi, who was an independent board member. We appreciate all that they did. May I also, before I sit, appreciate that we have a representative of the board from the Ministry of Public Service. Once again, my apologies, Mr. Ben Rogers, who was not able to come. Kindly appreciate him. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my humble duty, privilege, and honor to invite our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, Group Executive Officer of KCB Group, to come up and address this gathering. Mr. Russo, sir, it is your chance. Please come.
He has extensive experience in banking, strategy, operational and people management. He is passionate about wholehearted customer service, defining a culture of collaboration and engagement, driving execution and creating a sense of urgency. He steers one of the largest banks in the East African region with assets of over $10 billion and a market capitalization of over $1.1 billion. Please welcome KCB Group PLC Chief Executive Officer Paul Russo.
The Kneb Board Chairman, Dr. Nancy Murioki, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Kneb Foundation, Dr. Pasio Pio, board members and Board of Trustees present, Trust Secretary, Kneb Foundation, Dr. Nicholas Letting, sponsors, corporate leaders, invited guests, KCB colleagues, and I've seen my colleague Esther Waititu, Corporate Banking Director. I've seen Jennifer Mwende. I can see Eunice Kuria. I can see the owner of the money in the foundation side of the world. And she'll remain unnamed for now just because there's a paragraph where I'm going to refer to her. You know, when you are speaking in a forum where the bosses are doctors and you hear FCPA and FCPS, and you remember that these were A students, those of us who are B students, you need to humble yourself. These are the guys who could do degree courses as well as CPA case. They qualified as CPAs long before we got even to end of first year. So if you see a CPA seated next to you as well as a doctor, give them a high five and say, treat us fairly, pole pole too. Take us. Yeah. Yeah, as they say in the streets, mutupeleke pole pole. That's on a light note, and thank you, and I do mean it. Yeah, I have personal friends and high school mates who finished CPAK when we were. Some of us were herding goats in Marsabit. Kumbe walikuwa nasoma Strathmore. A story for another day. But good morning. I am delighted to join you this morning as we commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the establishment of the Kneb Foundation. It's heartening to learn that apart from the anniversary celebrations, you know, it's point of awarding education loans and bursaries for the first cohort. And for me, at a personal level, and my team said I needed to mention this, so I want to keep to the script. And thank you, Chair and Daktari, for sharing your personal experience. I stand here because there are people who gave up something to get me to where I am. You know, growing up in Marsabit, born to a family and, you know, typical nomads, no wonder people call me the bandit in the social circles, which I'm comfortable with. You know, educated both by Arambe from the community, the Catholic Church, and finally fully sponsored to Mangu High School by Food for the Hungry International. I must confess. And therefore I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for that block of three parties. And if there's anything that we can do, is to try and give every single person that we come across one more reason to believe. And I've challenged my colleagues at KCB, if you do nothing, whether it's a customer or any person you interact with, whether it's a colleague, just do one thing. Give them one more reason to believe. Give them the hope, and therefore be a hawker of hope. If we do that, the collective strength of the individuals, the fighting spirit of individuals to be better, will have the space to thrive. I think every person fights every single day because deep down they know they can make it. They just need one person to give them the reason to believe. And I think that's what we are here to do today. So Peter, if I've digressed from your script, you will have to forgive me. So it's a heartful congratulations, and it's a very emotive part for me, because when you speak about giving people reason to believe, you become a hawker of hope. Joining yourself today is, and it was, you know, thanks to the secretary and his team. It was a brief meeting. They demanded a meeting, and it wasn't hard for us to agree. We will be here together today. And therefore, you can count on KCB's support. You can count on my own personal support to support you. You know, it's over 50 years for Kneb. It's 3 years for the foundation or the trust. It's about writing the next chapter. It's past 100 days for me as CEO of KCB Group. I'm looking to write the next chapter. The foundation, the trust, is writing the next chapter. So it will cross the 50 years that Kneb has crossed. We just need to help them to write that chapter. And I have a very simple message in the way you write the next chapters. It's an invitation for partnerships. And those individuals that you invite, whether corporates, and in this instance, individual means corporates or just individuals as body persons, is you can give that chapter a title, you can contribute a word, those words can make a paragraph, a complete sentence can make a paragraph, But if for nothing, put a full stop, then press and enter for us to write the next paragraph. That is how Harambee works. Simply put, that's how you create the next chapter. And our lives is about creating. And the most fearful thing is always writing the next chapter, isn't it? Because you've read the first chapter and you know that it feels good. The most scary part is the next chapter. But guess what? Progress is made in writing the next chapter. You lift up the first chapter by writing a better second chapter. So we are joining you today. If he has our chapters, Dr. Opio will write the fourth chapter. We'll support you write the fourth chapter. And I think it's just important to point out for KCB, we've got, this is the point where Wanjeri's introduction, who leads our foundation, comes into play. You know, we have several pillars that we support. Some of them you see. You've heard of Tujiajiri and skills and working with TVETs, giving people tools to be able to use the hands and brains to make meaningful livelihoods. We've got opportunities around education where we sponsor, we give scholarships. We've got opportunities where we then say, let's go back to the farmers. And at the end of the day in this country, we have to focus on agriculture. And one day I hope that camels can be a lot more meaningful to many people in this country. I'm just a realist. I know we have mifugo in Mali and we do a lot for cattle and cows. Wanjiri one day, Marsabit and camels will also feature in that chapter. Not because I'm CEO, but just because I believe. But today, we commit, Chair, that will give you up to 50,000 for Kenya shillings for 100 children as our first gesture. We help write that chapter. So 50,000 for 100 kids. I don't want you to do Kenya mathematics. But I'm comfortable that we are among accountants and they'll not get it wrong. So there's nothing, as they say, opaque about those numbers. I'm just a normal CEO trying to pretend, Dr. Letting, to be complex. But I think it's just our initial gesture. Part of sponsoring this, bringing all of us together, sending this message of we are there to support, but encouraging every single person to say there's nothing little. If we all put in that basket, hand over to a team of experts and trusted lieutenants to be able to run that, then we shall be able to create a lot more. And that's the role of KCB, bringing in the power of that brand, the power of that entity onto the table to support yourselves. So without much ado, I said to all of us, you know, let's push those opportunities. I don't need to speak about KCB. KCB needs to be involved in doing. So everybody knows KCB, and they know the people that were there before me. My time will come to an end. There will be somebody else. I think people will ask, what do you remember of Paul's staff? There's nothing else. There's one sure thing, is there will be another CEO. One sure thing. Dead or alive for Paul. Just do what you need to do today to lift others. So I won't bore you with too many commercial comments. I just want to be partner kwa ground, as Wanjeri reminds me. Partner kwa ground. It's what we want to do. We want to be the catalyst. We want to be front runners, but we want to work with yourselves. So I want to thank the leadership, and truly honored to represent KCB here. And hopefully, in the many things I've said informally, as I digress away from the script, that there will be one or two words you will pick, and that jointly we can walk together this journey. I thank you all, and God bless you.
Asante sana. Big round of applause once again. There is nothing little. Put what you have in the basket, and I love this. Do one thing. Give people one more thing to believe. Be a hawker of. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, we're focusing on the award of loans and bursaries to the first cohort of beneficiaries, and we'll be guided by Dr. Leting. Karibu sana. Makofi yake tafadhali.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paul Russo, for your great gesture. Thank you so much. I've been touched by what you have done, and I think on my behalf and that of my family, I will also chip in something. Yeah, I've been in events where people syndicate as the chief guest. So on behalf of my family, we'll donate 100,000 shillings to support the kitty of the foundation. Thank you so much. Allow me, Chief Guest, Chairman of the Board of Kneb, Dr. Muriuki, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Pasio Pio, Kneb Board members present, Board of Trustees of the Foundation present, a representative of the CEO of Higher Education Loans Board, Mr. James Kashari, our friends, the founding trustees of the foundation. In particular, I will allow me to mention Dr. Waka, CPA Jane, who have been very instrumental in supporting the foundation in one way or another, whose details we may not divulge at this stage. Allow me to also to recognize and thank the representatives of various training institutions and the representatives of the professional bodies present in ISPAC, ISIFA, ICM, ICS, and others. Kneb students present who are customers, the beneficiaries of the Kneb Foundation, loans and bursaries, distinguished invited guests. Allow me, before I proceed, to introduce the members of the Bursaries and Loans Committee who assist the Board of Trustees in the management of the loan and bursary and awards processes. I'll call them and I request them to stand up so that our invited guests can recognize their presence. Mr. Peter Anderson is the chairman of that Bursary and Loans Committee. Please a round of applause to him. Madam Amida Mwilu, who is not here, she's one of our senior staff in marketing and communication, is also, and we also have Rausa in absence. Ms. Millicent Kabara, who is the manager for the Kneb Foundation, she's somewhere there. Thank you so much. A round of applause for her. Madam Joyce Afanda, who is our lawyer and representing on the bursaries and laws. I don't know whether she's somewhere. Yes, thank you so much, Joyce. Mr. Geoffrey Kitau is also a member of the Bursaries and Laws Committee. Thank you so much. A round of applause. Mr. Moses Wanyingi from Higher Education Loans Board, I think he's somewhere. Is he around? Yes, in absentia. Thank you. Ms. Jemima Swanya, member of the Bursaries and Laws Committee. I am sure that she's there. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Mr. Solomon Wanyama. I don't know whether he's around. Yes, he's there at the entrance. Those are the members of the Bursaries and Loans Committee who are supporting us in identifying people, individuals who require to be supported. Before I do the rest of what I've been invited to do, the Kneb Foundation works in partnership with the Higher Education Loans Board. The partnership was established in the spirit of the Sustainable Development Goal number 17 and is based on a shared vision and goals. In absentia, allow me to really recognize the role played by the CEO of Higher Education Loans Board, Mr. Charles Lengera, who is outside of the country. He would have really loved to be here. I'm sure Mr. James will tell us more. Let us appreciate Higher Education Loans Board for continued partnership with the foundation. Please allow me to do that. Kneb Foundation offers two distinct financial support, namely loans and bursaries. This caters for tuition fees payable to fully accredited training institutions offering Kneb qualifications that the chairman of the board did tell us, that is the CPA, the CIFA, the CS, and other qualifications, and as well as the diplomas that we offer, both in private and public institutions, in public universities, private universities, and technical training institutions, and the Kenya School of Government campuses. Chief guest, the institutions enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Higher Education Loans Board to be included in the program. It also gets us for fees payable to student registration, examination, booking, exemption, and annual renewal fees. We also recognize the important role played by training institutions in preparing our professionals. We started with 19 training institutions during the first cycle. We currently have a total of 30 training institutions which have signed memorandum of understanding with the Higher Education Loans Board and Kneb Foundation, and will therefore be part of the training institutions to be selected during the second loan cycle. We urge all the fully accredited training institutions of Kneb to get on board. We further encourage the training institutions to publicize the opportunity presented by Kneb Foundation to students to enable them to prepare for examinations adequately. As earlier said, an applicant can apply for both tuition and Kneb related fees. Ladies and gentlemen, chief guest, apart from the partnership with the Higher Education Loans Board to implement this program, the Kneb Foundation continues to seek partnerships to enhance the implementation of its programs. Partnerships allow for the achievement of more goals. We wish to acknowledge the partnership with the National Treasury, represented by the CPA Jane Ashuka, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, represented by FCPA George Mokuan, CPA Professor Kalunda, the Institute of Certified Investment and Financial Analysts, CIFA, by extension represented by FFA Dr. Waka, Association of Women Accountants of Kenya, AWAC, and I've seen there are two representatives there, the Association of Professional Societies of East Africa. Indeed, their financial support was critical in the implementation of our programs. We acknowledge the additional sponsorships we received from corporates and other partners as we planned for this ceremony. We have a segment in the program where we will recognize you shortly. We seek additional financial support from well-wishers at corporate or individual level to enhance sustainability of the revolving fund. We also take cognizance that sometimes providing financial support alone may not be adequate to achieve our wholesome business professional. It is in that regard that the Kneb Foundation also seeks to establish more partnerships, especially in mentoring and coaching our beneficiaries, offering internships to our beneficiaries, offering job opportunities to our graduate beneficiaries. Ladies and gentlemen, our first cycle commenced with establishment of critical instruments to ensure objectivity in selection of beneficiaries. These instruments were approved by the Board of Trustees in 2019. The cycle was opened on Thursday, 16 December 2021, and was closed on Monday, 31st January 2022. Thereafter, the selection process was undertaken. Approximately 2,000 applicants required financing. However, since the amount available for the cycle was low, only 393 applicants received funding. It may appear small, but for us that's a lot, because beginning from such a milestone is a big achievement. This was no mean feat, considering that it was the first cycle of the loan and bursaries scheme. I wish to thank the Bursaries and Loans Committee of the Board of Trustees that worked tirelessly to ensure that the first cycle was executed successfully. A round of applause for the committee members. The first cohort beneficiaries enrolled for the examinations in April 2022. In August 2022, and others have enrolled for the December 2022 examinations. I'm happy to report that most of them are doing well in their examinations so far. Before I make my closing remark, allow me to quote in the words of, just to rejoin what our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, said. In the words of Mother Teresa, she said, "It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving that we do." So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to call two beneficiaries to give us a brief story about what financial support meant for them. And chief guest, chairman of the board and board members, president and trustees, allow me this juncture to invite Mr. Patrick Kimanzi and Ms. Gloria Mwangangi to come up front and share their story briefly, so that then the beneficiary, the sponsors, that is the Higher Education Loans Board, the National Treasury, and the Kneb Foundation, can be able to note their presence. Patrick Kimanzi. Patrick Kimanzi, yes, he's coming. Let's clap for him as he comes. As Gloria is also preparing to come, Gloria Mwangangi, please come over. Can say something.
To the Kneb directors and all protocol observed. Good morning. My name is Patrick Kimanzi. I'm a Kneb Foundation beneficiary. Before this program was initiated, my learning was not that much smooth. I had so many challenges in terms of the financial support, because I had no one to support me, and again, I had no job. So getting the institution fee and Kneb exam and all the financial support, it was so hard for me. It made me not to continue with Kneb studies, because most of the time I was reading on my own, no institution to train me because I don't have the fee. And most of the time I end up getting refers. But once the foundation has started, I was able to apply for the bursary, and actually I qualified. And my continuation with Kneb, it's now smooth. Studies are doing good in me. I don't have any challenge in paying school fees. And I want to thank the board of directors for sitting down and bringing this thing to the needy students. There are so many students who want to continue with their studies, but because of the fees, they are not able to do anything in terms of education. But with this foundation, I know we are going far. So I want to thank you for this program. I know it's going to lift so many needy students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Another round of applause for Patrick. Thank you. Allow me to invite Gloria, Madam Gloria Mwangangi, to also share a story.
Through the invited guests and everyone, good morning. Okay. Good morning. I'm Gloria Winyivio, a CPA student in Section 5, representing Carlisle College along Jogo Road, Chachami. And I'm really glad to be one of the beneficiaries of the Kneb Foundation. I was during my lowest moment when my mom parted and I had no one to pay for the fees. That's when I met one of the HOD at Carlisle College, and he introduced to me the Kneb Foundation. I tried to apply and I was so glad that I got the chance to be one of the beneficiaries. And I'm looking forward for more and more. And it's good to reach out to the ones, because some of us, they are not aware of the Kneb Foundation. So it's good to make more ways to enable others know about the foundation of the Kneb. And it is really a good idea. And I'm really glad for it. For now, I'm not facing difficulties in paying the school fees. And I'm really glad for this day to be here with great people, great women. It is a great honor to be with all of you here. And may God bless you so much.
Wow, another round of applause for Gloria. Thank you so much for the wonderful story. We look forward to having a future CEO of KCB from among these two young people. Thank you. As I wind up, allow me to call upon, I wish to request the chairman of the Board of Trustees and chairman of Bursaries and Loans Committee to assist me in handing over the check to the beneficiaries. And Millicent and a team are coming to assist me in handing over the check to the beneficiaries with the support of the chairman of the board, chairman of trustees. Allow me to invite you to the stage so that you can come and hand over a check to the foundation, to the beneficiaries. All the 340, and all the 393 beneficiaries are coming from at least for the 3 counties. The other counties that have not been able to join are because of the Sharia requirements that they don't take loans. But we wanted to be everywhere in Kenya. So 393 are for the 3 counties. Karibu. The beneficiaries, Gloria and Patrick, and the others who are here. All the beneficiaries, Millicent tells me there are 20. Can you come forward so that you can witness the handing over? We shall do it from the podium here. The beneficiaries from various colleges, training institutions, welcome. Chief guest, please come over as well so that you witness the giving. Next time you will be also here to now hand over your some part of it from your organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause as we celebrate the beneficiaries. As we were told, there is nothing little, put what you have in the basket. Support even people we do not know, because we have a bigger picture of the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the award of loans and bursaries to the first cohort of beneficiaries. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for the photo, I'd kindly request we just be ready to give a standing ovation to all those who supported this initiative. So tafadhali, ladies and gentlemen, let's be upstanding so that we give a standing ovation. 3, 2, 1. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrating. Asante sana, thank you for all the partners who have contributed in making this particular award a success. Oh yes. Thank you so much. Empowering your professional growth. After that, we have the board chair. Makofi nyingine tafadhali. Asante sana, asante sana. All right, we may kindly take our seats. Thank you so much. In the meantime, we take another photo. And then we have a special remark from the board chair. We'll take the photos first, then a special remark from the board chair. Kneb. Makofi to the beneficiaries. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll have the Board of Trustees picture there, followed by Board Kneb Board. Board of Trustees, makofi yao tafadhali. Asante sana. Makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. And we can have the Kneb board. Then we have Kneb board chair's remarks. Kneb board, please take the stage so that we can take this photo together. Asante sana. Makofi yao tafadhali. Asante sana. The Kneb board. All right. Makofi yao tafadhali. Thank you so much indeed. Asante sana. And ladies and gentlemen, now let's listen to the board chair, Kneb board chair's special remarks. One more photo. Chair, karibu sana. Board chair. Daktari. Oh, Daktari karibu sana. Oh, the check. Okay. Wow. All right. Makofi yao tafadhali. Well done. Very interactive. Asante sana. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the board chair's remarks.
Yeah, it's on. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for all the activities that have taken place. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest has extended such a gesture, and I know the vote of thanks is coming, but Mr. Paul Russo and the KCB team, thank you so much. Let's really appreciate them. Now, like Paul said in the Holy Book, what shall we then say to these things? The board of Kneb, together with the board of trustees, from their families, have told me to say that we are going to give 1.5 million to escort the CEO and escort Paul, because even as individual families, we are also blessed. And so we will be doing that to escort the 50,000 times 100. Thank you.
Wow. Big round of applause to all those contributions. Asante sana. And by the way, there's no little thing, as we were told. Put it in the basket. Now, we're going to have a quick break, entertainment. But when we come back, we have now the launch of the second cycle. Now that's where we say, even you as an individual, you can make a difference. With a little thing that you have, put it in the basket. We want you to be part of this great movement. So don't go away. Asanteni sana. We want to also appreciate our chief guest. He'll be leaving shortly. Makofi yake tafadhali. Powerful words. Just a moment. A word from the... All right. And Millicent has a precious basket here. So we said, before the chief guest leaves, twataka tumsindikize, au sivyo bana? Makofi tafadhali to our chief guest as we celebrate his contribution. Wow, and by the way, it's important to note that this gift is within the policy of what he's supposed to receive as a gift. So that's important to note. Asante sana. We celebrate you. Thank you so much indeed. Many thanks. Many thanks, Asante sana. Big round of applause. Tumruhusu aondoke, makofi yake tafadhali. If there's one thing all of us can do, is to give another person one more reason to believe. Wanavokali wanapojitayarisha, we have something special that was prepared.
Everything you put your hand go walk. Your name go open doors. You said go be a boss. Amen.
As Wanavokali comes, we have a documentary just to appreciate the journey that the foundation has taken.
dispatched for me.
That. So in terms of the
anymore, it's getting dark, too dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. To the ground, 'cause I can't use it anymore. Cold black cloud is coming down. It's like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. 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 Knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
You so much. Asante sana. Big round of applause to Wana Vokali. Asante sana. We appreciate your contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not yet done. We are not yet done. And we want you to participate in this great movement. There's a quick, critical information here from Dr. Percy. A big round of applause tafadhali anapokuja kutuzungumzia. Karibu sana.
It's okay now, yeah? So the reason I've come up here is that because of the testimonies that we've had here, we've begun to receive responses from some of you. So we have a contribution from a personal contribution from FCPA Jen Washuka, who is a member of the board. So this is besides the board and the trust's commitment. So I'm here to officially receive her contribution. And for anybody else who wants to contribute, I will tell you how to do it right now. So we've just received a check for 100,000 shillings. Thank you very much. And before I proceed, I just want to ask, by a show of hands, how many have been a beneficiary of either a bursary or assistance for education? How many? Even help. All right? So we all have been beneficiaries in one way or another. For example, and having here heard the testimony from our board chair and our chief guest, I'd also like to give mine. I was a beneficiary of NCCK. Without NCCK, I would not have gone through my high school education. And for my university education, I was also a beneficiary of HELB. Those days we used to call it BOOM. They did much more than just tuition, but also give us upkeep. And through that BOOM, I was also able to help my mother, because by that time we had lost our father. So, and also for my doctorate, I was in the same university with our board chair, Dr. Nancy Muriuki, and also got the same award for just coming from South Africa, south of Sahara. Without that, there's no way I would have achieved my doctorate. So in one way or another, we are beneficiaries of people who we don't even know and have not even seen. So I just want to appeal to all of you who are here. You may reach out to us as well, as individuals or through your friends. I'll give you a pay bill number, 4074637, and the account is donation. Even if it's 2 shillings, it goes a long way in helping somebody. And for those who want to wire any funds to us, our account is Kneb Foundation, KCB Bank, and you can see how close we are with KCB Bank. And our account number is 127-938-1418. So for M-Pesa, it's pay bill 4074637. Account is donation. For the bank, an EFT or funds transfer or deposit, it's Kneb Foundation, KCB Bank, account number 127-938-1418. By helping an individual, we're actually helping an entire ecosystem behind that individual. So thank you very much, everyone, and welcome to join us and partner with us in this journey. Yes.
Thank you very much, Chair of the Foundation. When I was making my comments here, I said we have got limited funds, but then between myself and the CEO, we consulted, and we have also agreed that from the CSR Kitty of the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, we shall support the foundation with Kenya shillings 100,000 only. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So anyone else who wants to make a statement, you're welcome to the podium. Okay, we have Geoffrey Momanyi from Kisii University. I want him to speak for himself.
Thank you so much. Good morning again. Good morning. On behalf of Kisii University, Kisii University International Center for Innovation, where Kneb programs are managed, I've consulted. We had initially received a request, and we were processing 100,000 for the foundation, but I've consulted. We are going to create a Kneb Foundation chapter in our campus, and we want to commit annually that we will subscribe 100,000 for the following 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's 100,000 for the next 10 years?
3 years.
For the next 3 years. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. Big round of applause to all those who are really coming in to support, and there will be an opportunity for you as an individual as well to support. Right now, very quickly, we want to move on to the next session. This is where now we officially open the second loans and bursaries cycle. And to guide us in that process, please, on the screen, put your hands together for Mr. James Gashari, Fund Manager, External Resources, Higher Education Loans Board. Makofi yake tafadhali. Karibu sana.
Good morning. Good morning once again. You've heard, my name is James Kashari. I'm here on behalf of the CEO Higher Education Loans Board. Apparently, he's out on official duty, out of the country, and he's also a member of the trustees. I personally, I am the fund manager in charge of external resources. Those are partnership funds at Higher Education Loans Board. But just a brief about Higher Education Loans Board, which I believe most of you are beneficiaries of. So far, HELP has supported over 1.2 million students or beneficiaries, which I believe most of you are. And over this time, or over the period, most of the funding used to come from Treasury. But come 2013, 2014, HELP felt that there was need to look outside. Because like you've seen, and if we come together as partners, we can do more. And of course, depending on government is not sustainable. So from 2013, 14, we started partnerships. And over the last 7-8 years, we've been able to mobilize over 1.7 billion, where Kneb falls under. So, and with that, we have over 39 partners. And we've supported over 100,000 students with that funding. That is what we do on a daily basis. So what I'm hearing here is music to my ears, because any contributions that is being given out here will go towards this 1.7 billion. And the importance of this is that we not only depend on government going forward, and we not only think that it's only government that can support us, but even partners can come together. So on behalf of HELP, we invite all of you at your individual capacity or organizations to contribute to the HELP Partnership Kitty. Soon we'll be launching a campaign called Ungana na HELP, where we'll showcase what we have done over the couple of years. We have both international and local partners, and we are proud of what we have been able to do. And we believe Kneb Foundation is going to be one of the biggest partnership funds at HELP. So far, the biggest fund is Afya Elimu for those who have maybe people who've gone through Kenya Medical Training Institute, Kenya Medical Training College, and we got a funding of around 500 million from USAID. So that is what we've been growing over time. So we invite all of you to come on board and support the needy students in the country. Most of the time I usually say working at HELP is like a calling, because as you've heard, if it were not for HELP, I believe almost 50% of you would not be here, including yours truly. So I got HELP, and it's because of HELP I'm where I am. So thank you very much. And at this juncture, I want us to launch the second cycle. What you realize is that HELP applications or all the partners' applications are done online, and this is important because of reach. It's not like you have to get an application form at HELP. All what you need to go is online, visit HELP portal, and you'll be able to apply. Also, we've made it easier for subsequent applications, where nowadays they're done via the phone. So all you need to do, especially for the ones who maybe benefited the first time and you need the second time, all you need to do is download HELP app, or you dial *642#. That is the USSD code. So thank you very much, and I think we are going to grow this fund as we have envisaged in our strategic plan to almost 500 million. So this is the application portal, and all what you need to do is now, when you log in, you create your own profile for those who are going to apply, and then you'll be taken to the next steps and next steps. What usually happens is that for the first-time applicants, there is a long form because we need to capture a lot of information for recovery purposes. So you will fill in the details, go to the next step, print the form. There are various levels of approvals where you have to take, or signatures. It's going to be signed, and then you'll drop it at HELP. Remember, the hard copy for the first application has to come to HELP so that we can verify the documentation, especially if you are claiming maybe you are an orphan. We need for you to attach the death certificates and such other things. But going forward, after that, the subsequent loans, you only need to go to your phone and apply. So thank you very much, and you're welcome. So Millicent is telling me now it's officially open. You can go to the website as we speak right now. You can advise somebody who is out there maybe struggling, like we have said, and then they can apply. And in case of anything, you can always reach out to us. We have some HELP officials here, especially you saw on the when the TWG or the loans committee was being introduced. More critically is Solomon Wanyama, and I don't know where he's seated. He's the one in charge of loans processing, so he can always guide you on how to apply. And of course, I have my team in my department, that is Jemaima Swanya and Ronald Ngeno. So anyway, you can always reach to us and we'll assist you. And this is not only for Kneb. If you have any other partnership that you would want us to work with, because there are various partnerships we have, including health sector, water sector. We are working with Kenya Institute of Water. We are working with Bandari Maritime for those who want to pursue maritime courses. You can visit our website and see all the 39 partnerships, because you realize that, and sorry I forgot this, you realize that there are some courses that are not usually funded by HELP, because HELP funding from Treasury should go to Ministry of Education training institutions. So you realize that if you are maybe in Bandari Maritime, you are in Railway Training Institute, you are in Kenya School of Law, you can't get funding. So the reason for us creating this avenue where other partners can come. Right now, you can get funding if you want to pursue Kenya School of Law courses. You can get funding for the bar exams, that is Council for Legal Education. You can get funding for Kenya Institute of Water and many others. So it's just a platform to ensure that even those courses or those cadres that were not traditionally funded by HELB, they can now be funded. And we know that going forward, we are going to grow. But I will welcome you once we get to the new campaign that you are coming up with, Ungana na HELB, you to learn more. Thank you. So it's officially open. You're welcome.
Thank you so much indeed. It's officially open. You are now welcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to move on to that place as well, where we want to celebrate in a big way, but of course also to give us an opportunity to contribute and to guide us through that contribution session. I'd kindly request that we welcome Manager Kneb Foundation, Ms. Millicent Kabara.
Our chief guest, even though he has already left, we still recognize him. The chairman of the board of Kneb, the chairman of the board of trustees, our trust secretary, the board members present, both former and current, and the chief executive officers who are here with us, principals, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. Indeed, today is a very special day for Kneb Foundation, taking cognizance that when the foundation was launched, we had the COVID-19 challenge that made it impossible for people to gather the way we are gathered here this morning. So it was a low-key function. We had to do it virtually. So indeed, today is a very special day for us. And maybe before we cut the cake, because my role is very simple, just to feed you, because we believe that in partnership, it's not just about, giving funding, giving beneficiaries their support, but we also believe in having communion together, celebrating together, enjoying the gifts that God has given to us. Allow me to just recap a bit on the journey of Kneb Foundation. And this journey can be likened to a relay race in athletics. As you all know, in a relay race, usually we have those who start the race, and we have those who progress with the race up to the end. Now, for us, we are not going to run the race to the finish line. The race will go on, and we'll keep passing the baton to the next teams and ensure that the Kneb Foundation continues to grow. So the journey of the Kneb Foundation was conceptualized, as you've heard, in a blue sky session when Kneb was implementing the 4th strategic plan. And the board was introspecting on what it had achieved within the implementation of that strategic plan. But aside from that, they also introspected on what more they can give, what more Kneb can do or contribute to the society. So the establishment of the foundation was identified, and one of the programs was this foundation, to have it in place. So let us give a round of applause for those who had the dream, those who had the vision to have the Kneb Foundation. Now, the journey would have been terminated. As you know, you can start a journey and midstream, you get weak and, the journey can get terminated. But that did not happen. The journey continued. We had another team that also took over. They developed the requisite documentation, the government approvals that are required, because to run a foundation is not just, establishing a normal or a usual business. The process is very stringent. There is so much that is required for you to be able to run a foundation, because they want to ensure that the foundation maintains its costs. You don't, you spend any finances that you get, you spend it well, you account for it. So there are very many stringent requirements. So we had another team that ensured that that happened. So can we also give them a round of applause? I'm not mentioning the names of these people because we are going to have a session for vote of thanks. So I don't want to mention the names of each one of them. although in any case, in the earlier speeches, we've seen the men and women who are behind the success of the foundation. Now, we also had another team. You know, you could still have documentation in place, have everything done, but not move at all. So we also had another team that ensured that the foundation was operationalized. And one of the reasons why we are here is because the Kneb Foundation is now operational, and we have all seen the beneficiaries of the first round of issuance of or disbursements of loans and bursaries. And for those who have contributed to the foundation, just before that cycle, you can see the product or the results of your contribution to the foundation. So we also wish to thank those who have continued to support the foundation. Now, the journey continues. What we have done is in the past. The journey that lies ahead is longer. So the journey continues, and ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to announce that all of you are part of the journey. And as Mr. Paul Russo said, as we are writing our story, you are now in our story. And we thank you very much for gracing this occasion, for coming and celebrating with us. Now, in front of us, we have a beautiful cake. It is a very special cake. It's unlike any other cake you have seen anywhere. It's unlike any other cake you have eaten anywhere else because it has special ingredients. One of the ingredients is vision. The visionaries, we have it there. The other ingredient is implementation. We have the implementers of the programs of the foundation. So that ingredient is also in that cake. We have beneficiaries, whom you have seen here. They are also part of that ingredient that makes it sweet. We also have the training institutions who contribute a lot in supporting the people that we support as a foundation. They train them, they mold them. They are part of that ingredient. Then we also have our sponsors, who are very important to us. We cherish your contribution to the Kneb Foundation. We cherish your support, and we take cognizance of the fact that it is not just the financial support alone. There are those who support us in many other ways, in cheering us on, in checking on us, in advising us, in mentoring us to ensure that we stay on course. We thank you very much. And we also have the partners and sponsors, yes, I've recognized you. So you can imagine how rich that cake is. That is the journey of the Kneb Foundation. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call a few people who represent the ingredients in that cake so that they can assist us in cutting it and sharing it out with all our guests. I'll call, I'll not use any order because I started with vision, implementers, sponsors, so I'll not call in any order. We can have FCS FCPA Nduati, Dr. George Walker. You can come in front where we have the cake.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Gonna celebrate, gonna party with you. Come on,
on to the next session. Big moment as we close, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are pulling together. We're going to talk about very specific initiatives that you and any other person you know can be part of. And to guide us through that session, please put your hands together for CPA Silo Keke, Trust Treasurer, Castle Foundation. Makofi yake tafadhali anapokuja. Karibu sana.
The chief guest in absentia, the chair of the Kneb board, Dr. Nancy Muriuke, the board members, the board of trustees of Kneb Foundation, the immediate past chairman of the board of trustees, Dr. George Waka, the immediate past trust secretary, FCPA, FCS, Pius Mungai, invited guests, all protocols observed. Good morning. Indeed, it's a very beautiful day for us as Kneb Foundation, and we are happy with the progress that we've had today. Before I proceed with my business this morning, I want to request the chair of the Kneb Foundation Board of Trustees to come up front and receive something from me. Now, my business will involve appreciating our sponsors, and I don't want to be out of the list as the treasurer, so I want to give my my small token of contribution towards the Pulling Together initiative.
Wow. Thank you very much. We've received from Silot, who's the trust treasurer, 50,000 shillings. Thank you very much. Oh, there's more. There's more. Yeah, let's take.
This is mine. What I promised.
So this is a check of 100,000 from the trust secretary, who's also the CEO of Kneb.
So thank you very much. As I talk about the Pulling Together initiatives that we've had so far, and the ones that we look forward to having as we come together to give hope to the needy persons, I just wanted to also be in the basket as I now announce the contribution from the others. So I want to start by stating that we're indeed very delighted with the progress that we've made so far as Kneb Foundation, and we're looking forward to building a strong pool of resource to enable us continue with this project from where we have come, and the loan circles that we've already had. This morning we were challenged by the immediate past chairman that we need to think beyond the fees and look for partnerships. And I want to say that in the next phase, we are hitting the ground, recruiting more partners. And just as been said, we expect that everybody represented in this room is going to partner with us in one way or another. I am very excited about the KCB partnership. I remember it was just about 2 weeks ago when our CEO initiated a meeting with the KCB CEO, and it happened quite fast. And today we are happy to announce the product of those 2 meetings. I want to proceed first by recognizing our sponsors. Sponsors for this event and also the sponsors we've had in the past. And also we look forward to getting more sponsors on board. Now, to begin with, sponsors for this event, I want to recognize the contribution made by ISIFA. ISIFA has sponsored the event with 250,000 Kenya shillings. I don't know whether there's any representative from ISIFA here. Yeah, we have a representative there. Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to them. Thank you very much, and we are happy to partner with you. Then we have ICS. ICS has sponsored us with 100,000 Kenya shillings. Yes, we have the representative from there. We thank you very much, and we look forward to further sponsorship with you. We have the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, and we have the chairman here, our former CEO of Kneb, and the immediate past trust secretary. And we also had the CEO, I don't know whether he's still around. He's gone. Thank you very much for your contribution, and we look forward to working together with you. Then we have our work. I like talking about our work because we interact a lot. Our work is the Association of Women Accountants of Kenya, and they are former past chairman, CPA Jennifer, and then we have two board members, CPA Josephine and CPA Agnes, and I also saw CPA Robina Omosa, she's left. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. Then we have APSEA. APSEA has sponsored us with 45,000 Kenya shillings. Any representative from APSEA? Indeed, we appreciate their contribution. We have Oswald College, one of the training institutions that offers Kneb courses. We have a representative over there. Thank you so much for your contribution. Then we have KCA University. I saw Dr. Bunyasi. Is she still around? Any representative from KCA University? Sponsored us with 100,000 Kenya shillings, and we really appreciate that contribution. We have UNES, that is the University of Nairobi Enterprises. We really appreciate that. They have sponsored us with an amount of 100,000 Kenya shillings. There are several projects that we run with UNES, and therefore we appreciate their contribution. Then we have Nick Champagne Puran Singh Institute, who has given us 20,000 Kenya shillings. Any representative is over there. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your support. Then we have Kaiboi Technical Training College. Any representative from Kaiboi? We have the representative over there. Thank you very much for the support, and we look forward to more support. Thank you. A round of applause for Kaiboi. Then we have KISEB. KISEB has sponsored us with an amount of 100,000 Kenya shillings. Let's appreciate KISEB. We have a representative over there. Then we have Optiven. Optiven is a property management firm, and they do business construction, selling a lot of plots. We can get in touch with them. Any representative from Optiven? Over there at the corner in green, we really appreciate your contribution towards this process. Then we have Eldoret Polytechnic, an amount of 100,000. We have them over there. Thank you very much. Then we have University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, 100,000 Kenya shillings. Any representative? Thank you very much for your support. We really appreciate it. I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of the Kneb Foundation to thank all the sponsors who have found it necessary to support this event. And we also invite you to partner with us as we pull together our resources so that then we are able to make a change and start writing a new chapter, just as we've been challenged by the CEO of KCB. I don't want to forget about one key organization in the life of Kneb Foundation, and that is Kneb. There's a difference between Kneb and Kneb Foundation, and just like you've been told by the previous speakers, it is Kneb that saw the dream, and we've been shown the dream as the representatives of the dreamers and the founders of Kneb Foundation, and we have Dr. George Waka here, and we have FCPA Piers here, who handed over the baton to the current team. We really appreciate them, and Kneb board has put forward adequate structures to ensure that apart from just the dream, then we were able to put up structures in place to ensure that this foundation takes on. And 3 years down the line, we can see the baby is growing and growing quite fast. And Kneb has injected resources into Kneb Foundation every year and planted the first seed. So it is Kneb that planted the first seed that saw us launch the first loans and bursary circle last year. And Kneb continues to plant more seeds into the fund. And so even as we seek new sponsors on board, we want to appreciate the role that Kneb continues to play to ensure that Kneb Foundation thrives and changes more lives within the society. So I want to ask you to give a round of applause to Kneb for the good work they've done to put the foundation in place and to make it progress. A round of applause, please. So before I invite the MC to lead us into the next step of the Pulling Together initiative, I just want to say that as a foundation, we are putting up structures in place to bring on board additional partners, and we are seeking both corporate partners and individual partners to work with us together so that we are able to build a strong resource that will be able to ensure sustainability of the fund. And before I do that, I also want to add into the list the people who have made their pledges and commitments today. So today we got the announcement by the KCB Foundation of sponsorship of 50,000 per 100,000 students, and we really appreciate that. Then we've seen our board and their families commit to contribute to the tune of 1.5 million. We appreciate that. Then we've seen one of our board members, CPA Jane Washuka, representative of the National Treasury, giving us an amount of 100,000. Then we've seen the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board through their chairman committing an additional 100,000. And then we've seen the representative of Kisii University, Bwana Geoffrey Momanyi, who has told us that he has consulted with the institution and they will be able to create a chapter within their campus or within their university and commit to donate to Kneb Foundation an amount of 100,000 per year. That will come in handy for us. I'm not just about to forget the individual contribution by one member of the Board of Trustees, and that is Mr. Peter Anderson, who is the current vice chairman of the foundation, the Board of Trustees, and he has made an individual contribution at his personal capacity to the tune of over 200,000 to date. I just want us to recognize that contribution to the foundation. Mr. Peter Anderson, we really appreciate it. I also want to recognize the role played by HELB. HELB has been instrumental in this process, and they've made it quite seamless in ensuring that we handle the process of applications and verifications and the vetting so that we ensure that recipients are able to get the loans they have applied for. Now, I want to recognize somebody who has also been very instrumental in Kneb Foundation. Recently, we were being told a story of one organization that even has a seed fund for their foundation, but they've not been able to roll it out. And so I want you to help me appreciate the manager of Kneb Foundation, Madam Millicent Kabara. Millicent has been very instrumental, and she's very aggressive, and she does her work and she does it well. And she has seen the foundation grow from a baby quite fast within 3 years, and today we have an event to celebrate the award of bursaries and loans, the second circle, to our customers. Now, I want to invite the MC to lead us into the next segment of the Pulling Together initiative. Bwana Makazi, karibu.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so this is the moment where we want to big round of applause, David. So, what's on offer? What's on offer, brother? What you putting on?
Hoodie.
Hoodies. Come. All the gentlemen in hoodies, please come. For the ladies as well. Take your stand. Makofi out of that. We want to make sure that you leave this place looking like this. Get yourself a hoodie. Welcome. Celebration. Asante Sana. So we have hoodies, the polo shirts, the backpacks, all of them on offer. Before you leave, make sure you walk out of this place looking like it. Is that possible? A big round of applause, please. Thank you so much to the beneficiaries. Asanteni Sana. Keep the fire burning. Next time.
Thank you. So for the vote of thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, Group Chief Executive Officer, KCB Group, and the contribution made today, thank you very much. Chairman of the Board of KASNEB, Dr. Nancy Muriuki, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, KASNEB Foundation, Dr. Percy Opio. All KASNEB board members and Board of Trustees present, Trust Secretary, KASNEB Foundation and CEO, KASNEB, Dr. Nicholas K. Letting, representative of the Chief Executive Officer for Higher Education Loan Board today, Mr. James Gashari, KASNEB management staff interns, the many partners and sponsors of KASNEB Foundation, the representatives present from the training institutions and from the professional bodies, KASNEB students, our customers, the beneficiaries that you have seen today from the Foundation for Loans and Bursaries, all distinguished invited guests, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First and foremost, I thank Almighty God for the gift of life today to celebrate and recognize the first cycle beneficiaries of loans and bursaries from the KASNEB Foundation. This launch of the second KASNEB and Foundation loans and bursary cycle as we celebrate the third anniversary of KASNEB Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, allow us to express jointly our deep appreciation to our chief guest, Mr. Paul Russo, Group Chief Executive Officer, Kenya Commercial Bank, for accepting the invitation to grace this occasion, notwithstanding his busy schedule. Feel honored and appreciated that you have made this occasion successful. I personally enjoyed his speech immensely and the words that he expressed. I also express my profound gratitude to the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, KASNEB Foundation, Dr. Percy Opio, for actualizing the dream of the Foundation through leadership and commitment as manifested by the successful disbursement of the first cycle of KASNEB Foundation loans and bursaries and the launch today of the second cycle. I recognize the presence of the KASNEB Board Chairman, Dr. Nancy Muriuki, and other board members who have sacrificed their time to be with us today in this historic moment as we celebrate this great achievement, actualizing the Kneb Foundation. Feel honored and appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to acknowledge Kneb Foundation Trust Secretary, who is also the Kneb CEO, Dr. Nicholas K. Letting, and the management of Kneb Foundation for organizing this event, steering Kneb in fulfillment of its mandate, and supporting the foundation in meeting its strategic intent for which it was established. We are humbled by your great honor to bring Kneb strategic stakeholders together to celebrate this event. Allow me to also appreciate wholeheartedly previous Kneb CEOs who are with us today, Erastus Gitau and FSC, FSCPA, P.S. Ndwati. We acknowledge your dream and vision for the establishment of this foundation. Thanks for sacrificing and giving your time to rejoin the fraternity in this special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to appreciate the Chief Executive Officer, Higher Education Loan Board, Mr. Charles Ringira, through his representative, Mr. James Gashari. We appreciate the continued partnership with HELB in the disbursement of loans and bursaries to needy students aspiring to pursue Kneb qualifications. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm humbled to acknowledge and appreciate all our invited guests today who have sacrificed their time, busy schedules to be with us on this morning. We sincerely recognize and appreciate our partners and sponsors who have spared their financial resources to make donations to the Kneb Foundation, numerous of that you've heard of today. Indeed, you have demonstrated the true spirit of partnership. We also thank representatives from various government agencies, professional institutes, Kneb suppliers, training institutes, students, beneficiaries of the foundation loan and bursaries, Kneb members of staff who have been instrumental in the realization of the dream of the Kneb Foundation. This event would not have been successful without your participation, and thus feel honored and appreciated. Allow me to recognize the planning committee for their dedication and hard work to make this event successful. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall also recognize and appreciate the various service providers who made this occasion successful and have actively participated in the event. I think we'll first start with the Master of Ceremony, Mr. Johnson Mokazi, Asante Sana, Sarova Pan-Afric Hotel for the breakfast, the providers of the great entertainment, photography, thank you, videography, security, and the amazing decor and media coverage we have witnessed today. I have seen many tweets today, and it is fabulous. We are spreading the word. I feel honored and appreciated. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you all once again for celebrating with us the first cycle of beneficiaries and loans and bursaries of the foundation, the launch of the second foundation loans and bursary cycle, and this third anniversary of the Kneb Foundation this morning, making this event colorful and extremely successful. I thank you for your attention. I wish you a good day, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Asante Sana. We are closing. Many thanks. Big round of applause to Mr. Peter Anderson, Chairman, Facilities and Loans Committee. Right now, before we close, quick remark from Dr. Kamundi, University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. Makofi yake tafadhali. Then we will have the closing prayer by Mr. Joseph Kalimba, Chairman of the Planning Committee. And now, Dr. Kamundi, karibu sana.
Praise the Lord, everyone. Quite excited to be here. We are here from the university, three of us. We have Madam CFO, Priska Misoi, and our public relations officer, Mr. Meto. And we are quite excited to be here. Just a few remarks from the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, is that we really appreciate the partnership that we are doing between the university and Kneb, and that we exempt some courses to those who join us having gone through Kneb and with the CPA training. And as a university, we also support and give donations to students, especially through what we call student work-study program. Those who join the university and are not able to pay for their fees, we give them work to do in the university, and they study and finish their studies. So when he talked about benefiting from those sponsors at the university, we are doing that, and we thank God so much for that. And being a Seventh-day Adventist institution of higher learning, we normally say everything at the university starts with God and ends with God. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much indeed. Now ready for the closing prayers. Kindly call upon Mr. Joseph Gariga, but in the meantime, please take some time. We're asking you, would you like to partner with Kneb Foundation? Share your contacts. www.menti.com, the code 88548640. Your name, your number, so that we can continue on with the conversation. Mr. Joseph.
I will request we be upstanding for a word of prayer. Let us pray. Our loving Father in heaven, it is a great honor to come before your presence with thanksgiving in our hearts this morning. We want to thank you for the far you have led us. Thank you for allowing us to hold this great event here today for the Kneb Foundation. We thank you for we have seen your hand in this ceremony. Everything has run smooth, and we can only say thank you for your love and care. We particularly want to thank you for all the participants who have made this event a success, who include members of staff, sponsors, guests, and all other service providers. May you bless the work of their hands. We pray that you continue blessing us beyond our imagination as we surrender Kneb Foundation unto your able hands. We pray for your divine guidance as we plan to raise adequate resources to run Kneb Foundation so that they can continue to touch the lives of many needy students across Kenya. As we now disperse from here, we pray for your divine protection. Thank you for hearing and answering our prayer. This we pray in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Well, thank you so much indeed. Please, if you can, spare some time, share your contacts. We'll appreciate your support.